is it cold out. 16 degrees out. And my heater core in this truck is clogged. The heater core, half of it goes to the passenger side and half of it goes to the driver's side. I got hot air coming out the passenger side and cold air coming out the driver's side. It is the day after Christmas and stores are finally open. And I'm heading down to the steel shop and I'm going to pick up some angle iron for the bed frames. Got to get that all buttoned up tonight so that hopefully I can get it installed in the first half of tomorrow. Just get that one done. For some reason this thing's been dragging on. I've been pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. I should have done it, you know, middle to the beginning of December. That's just a quick way to get your fire built up pretty quick. It's a sharpened TIG welding tungsten that I use as a scribe. I get a lot of questions in a lot of my videos on what's that tool at such and such timestamp. Well, this is a portable bandsaw. A lot of people call them a portaband. This one's made by Milwaukee. Having one of these around makes cutting steel extremely easy. This is 3/16 inch angle iron here. The other option is to use one of these, and it throws sparks everywhere. It throws metal dust particles everywhere, and it's much faster than that too. This cuts through that 2.5 inch angle in under 30 seconds. Nice clean cut, no heat, or it doesn't get all hot, the steel that is. Now I'm back over at the vise where I have that same portable bandsaw into this contraption that I made. It's a table that sits onto a bracket that I welded up that gets clamped into the vise. And what I have is some scrap angle clamped onto the table, and now I'm going to be running my angle iron through here because, I don't know if you can see that light scribed line there, I need to cut that off so that I have an L that, you know, an angle iron that's not equal sides. I got all 4 brackets cut as deep as this throat will allow. I adjusted this little makeshift fence, and now if I did it right, I should be able to slide this in and it'll match up with that cut. And any discrepancies, this is all going to get rounded out. All the sharp edges are going to be ground off, so we'll fix it when it comes to grinding. One thing I always do, and I learned a hard lesson, and there's probably a lot more lessons for me to learn as far as safety goes, but whenever I'm drilling something, I'll put on a big pair of these gloves. I learned the hard way. I don't know if you can see that right there. Yeah, you can. When it's not locked down, or you're just not doing it right, which is half the time, it can catch and start spinning. If you got a small blade like this, usually either the blade will snap and the belts would start slipping if it really got caught up on something. But it doesn't take much for a big piece of metal of this to start spinning around and catch your hand. Now some people would say you don't want to wear gloves around a drill press, but these are not loose fitting. These are not going to grab on the chuck or anything like that. If you had like cloth gloves or something like that, that's a little different. So this is how you drill holes when the YouTube safety police isn't trolling your comments. Got all our holes drilled. Yeah, that doesn't look very good, does it? So these are the brackets, and they're going to get put on the end just like that. Give you a little close-up. But I'm actually going to epoxy them on before I screw them on. So the rails and these brackets will become one. And then these 4 screw holes is what will attach the rails to the headboard and the footboard. Well, I almost skipped filming this, but then I decided, you know what? I probably should just put it in so that you guys have a complete process of what I'm doing. These are all epoxied on. Oh, this is my dad's dog. Brooke, say hello. I've been watching her over the Christmas break. She likes to hang out in here. She's 9 years old, so she doesn't get up on the workbench. She kind of just wanders around. Anyways, back to she's really loves being petted. So this is a, what is this, 9/64 drill bit, and I started with a 1/8 inch drill bit on an inner hole here, and I got a little bit too much resistance. It's for these number 14 screws here. These are number 14 and 1 1/4 inches long. Pretty thick, got a lot of bite to them. So yeah, I'm just going to pre-drill all these holes and go back through, and with a number 3 bit, see how that fits in that big screwdriver head or screw head there. It's a perfect fit. Go screw them all in. One thing I do is I measure for depth, and I put a little mark. That's a dry erase marker, so all I got to do is go like that and it'll be gone. That's to prevent me from drilling through the front. Last thing I need, you know, this is install day, and this is final, you know, the final hours here. I don't need to be drilling holes through this thing. Now, getting this dead center isn't really crucial when you're using a softwood. When these go in, they'll find their way in and seat perfectly in there. This is a hardwood. I would use a self-centering drill bit to do the pilot, and I think I've used it several times in other videos. One video you could go check out is it's called No More Ugly Doors or something, how to replace doors, and I use that when I am drilling hinges. I'm on my way to install these bed frame rails. I'll be honest, I'm pretty nervous. I keep going over the measurements and what I remember the headboard and footboard looking like. Ideally, I would have brought the headboard and footboard home with me. There is a chance that I mess something up and that it doesn't fit right, and I'll have to do it all over. But keep my fingers crossed that all I got to do is clamp these in place and pre-drill and screw in 16 screws, and that would be it. So this is what the suburbs look like. Every house is a slightly different shade of beige. Every single house. That's a greenish beige. That's a brownish beige. There's a beigeish beige. Another beige. Look at this. This is crazy. Oh, of course you can't see. That's beige. That house is beige. Every house is beige or beige. One of the reasons I Don't really like the burbs. Oh, that house got some gray on it. But look, beige upon beige upon beige. Oh, that's a yellowish beige. So it took just under an hour for me to, take the bed apart. I had to flip the top mattress over and move a box spring. And I was surprised. That thing, with those big, thick screws and the torque that you can get on those number 3 Phillips head, it was rock solid. They're super happy. And now I'm moving on to building another project for them, which was that barn door. Man, and it was so hot in there. It was so hot in there. It was probably in high 70s. I was sweating my ass off. And the lady comes up to talk to me, and I'm like sweating and wiping the sweat off my face. But anyways.